Hello, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. This is your tarot and oracle reading for eclipse season 2024. This is for the second eclipse season of this year. If you're unfamiliar, eclipse seasons happen twice a year, and they are sets of two eclipses that happen in the new and full moon. So on September 17th, 2024, we will have the Pisces lunar eclipse, super moon, very intense time, and then on October 2nd, we will have the Libra solar eclipse, new moon energy, okay? In between those two dates, the 17th and the 2nd, that is when eclipse season is its most intense, and that's what this reading is for. However, you will also feel this energy before those dates and after those dates. And how long before and after depends on how psychically sensitive you are. But essentially, eclipse seasons are times of intense changes. Like relationships can fall apart or come together. A lot of random beautiful blessings may come in your life. A lot of things may fall apart entirely. It's just a time where life is more dramatic. But all of the things that happen during eclipse season is to propel you forward on your highest path. So life gets more intense, but in a way that is really setting the motion. Okay, so let's dive into it. We have yin and yang coming out as your energy oracle. And I'm going to look this up from the booklet because this happens every single time. Whenever this card comes out, I can never remember which one is which, because when it's upright, it's yin or yang, and when it's in reverse, it's the other one. So let's see. This is from the energy oracle. This card represents energetic life cycles, and its purpose is to help you blah, 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 blah. Upright yin cycle. It is a yin cycle. So this is feminine energy. This may be a time where you are more reflective, you are more feeling, and just paying attention to the changes that are taking place around you and trying to decipher what your intuition is trying to say to you, okay? There may be big questions looming in your life. You know, where is my future going to go? What should I do? And right now you're at a point where you're just trying to observe what insights you get and where the universe is wanting to take you. So very beautiful. We have the Badger and Ginkgo, healing wounds. Oh my, very beautiful. And I'm going to read this card from the book. I don't think this card has ever come out for anybody in a reading yet, so you may be the first. Okay, and it has the number 32, so if that means anything to you. Ginkgo is a sacred and ancient tree. Fossil records show the tree first arose in the Jurassic period millions of years ago. Native to Asia, the ginkgo is a symbol of peace and hope in China and can be seen in temples and gardens in Japan. The badger, in contrast, is known to be hot-headed and aggressive. Due to its speed and tendency to roam at night, the badger can often cast a sinister shapeshifter in European and Asian folklore. Tempered by ginkgo, the badger invites us to reflect on harm we may have caused and seek to heal old wounds. Wow. So upright, it says, your actions have hurt someone. Apologize and take steps to right your wrong, setting the stage for healing. Consider whether your own wounds have led you to inflict pain on others. Wow. So Taurus, you're being asked to reflect on any of the emotional wounds that you're going through right now, any emotional event that is taking place in your relationships. And your advice here is to try not to let, I don't know, I just feel like there's this message of like, don't stir the pot. Don't stir the pot. Resist the temptation to clap back, to have a comeback, or to be the one with the last word here. You can choose peace, you can choose acceptance. If you are having problems with somebody, you can accept those problems and find solutions and work with that person, or you can decide, you know what, we're just not going to get along, so let's adjust accordingly. But no good would come from staying in a place where your feelings are constantly being hurt, somebody else's feelings are constantly being hurt, and there's constant like arguing and tension and things like that, and emotional wounds happening. That is not a productive place to stay. And if there's any relationship in your life, whether it be family, friends, romance, etc., where there's constantly these arguments, these fights, these emotional wounds being inflicted, it's time for you to make the decision. Are you going to apologize for your half of things and try to work things out? Or are you deciding, you know what, this is not going to work, set boundaries up and secure your peace elsewhere and no longer add fuel to the fire. A clear-cut decision is something that you may internally desire to be made. And it's time for you to sort of listen to your intuition and see where that's guiding you. Let's see what else comes out. We have abundance. And I just got a whiff of like fresh laundry. I love that smell so much. So there could be some deep cleaning going on in your life at this time for some reason. You just may feel guided to clean things up, clean things out. And usually when you get into these moods where you're just wanting to declutter, clean everything, deep clean your home, it's because there's something going on in your mind that needs to be deep cleaned, that wants to be reorganized. And I think that's a great coping mechanism. When you're feeling emotionally confused and chaotic, cleaning your house has a weird way of also cleaning your mind, because you're in this state where your hands, your body is busy, but your mind is sort of, free. And a lot of clarity can come from that. I feel like cleaning can be a meditation. But anyways, we have abundance coming in. So this is actually a very great time for you. It feels like there are areas of your life where you're very excited to see how they're developing. And this could be in like love and romance. This could be in projects that you have going on, ideas that are on your mind. It just feels like there's a lot to be grateful for, a lot to be happy about. It's just, some connection, some emotional issues in possibly certain relationships or things need to be dealt with. But other than that, it's actually quite an abundant time for you. We have intuitive nudges. See, this is what I'm saying. Like with the yin energy, this is a time that's going to be very important for you to listen to your intuition and insight, especially around the Pisces lunar eclipse. That'll be a full moon eclipse. Full moons are excellent times to just observe what's going on emotionally and intuitively. The moon, when it's big, it illuminates things. It shines light on what's going on subconsciously, what's going on in your relationships, what's going on that normally you wouldn't see in life. That's the whole point of the moon upright. I'm upright. I'm talking about it like it's a tarot card. When it's full, there you go. This is what this card says. Intuition is the language of the soul. We are all born aware with a profound sense of inner knowing. Intuition is one of the greatest gifts we possess, which keeps us connected to our higher selves, the universe, and to our divine spirit. This is a time where it's going to be so important for you to listen to that intuition. And then in addition to it being a full moon eclipse, it's also in the sign of Pisces. Pisces, which is an extremely intuitive sign. It's a water sign. All of the water signs are extremely psychic, intuitive, and help us make decisions when it comes to our emotions, our relationships, as well as our creative urges. So listen to that intuition. Let's see what the tarot has to say. We have the 9 of Swords coming out in reverse. Yeah. When this card is in reverse, it does show some frustration, some mental health struggles or problems with relationships, anxieties. These are like anxieties that keep you up at night, that prevent you from falling asleep at night, or you wake up in the middle of the night, you can't fall asleep because you're just too busy thinking about random things. A practice that I recently started doing is when I find myself randomly coming back to an old memory for no reason, and I can't stop thinking about it, and maybe there's some feelings tied to that, I sit with it for a minute, but then I imagine me putting it in like a magical jar and labeling it and putting it on a shelf in my mind, and basically saying to that jar, when it is relevant for me to access you, I'll be able to access you, but in the meantime, you'll sit here. And it's just a great way to organize your thoughts and feelings, especially if you, for some reason, keep finding yourself going back to random moments in the past that may have been like embarrassing or uncomfortable or weird. Very strange. But 9 of Swords in reverse, guys. This shows taking care of your mental health and prioritizing your happiness. This is going to be really important for you to do during this eclipse season, and try to avoid being self-sacrificial. And what that means is try to avoid staying in situations and circumstances that you'd much rather not be in and be at in an attempt to make everyone else around you happy. Try to avoid showing up to places and doing things that you really don't want to do in an effort to make everyone around you happy. And it does not matter who it is that you're trying to make happy, because the thing is, like, the people who really love us unconditionally, they don't want you to sacrifice yourself for their happiness, because that does not create true happiness within them. Like, if a friend or a family member or someone like that found out that you kept doing something that you did not like, that was repetitively hurting yourself in an effort to make them smile, they're going to feel betrayed by you. Like, why would you do that on my behalf? Like, make yourself happy, because the people who truly love you, they are the happiest when they see you genuinely happy and in love and having a good time. So stop being self-sacrificial, okay? We have the Queen of Swords coming out in reverse. Yes, there needs to be stronger boundaries here around your heart, around what you tolerate, and don't be afraid to be a little bit more cutthroat with things. Also, another thing I'm seeing here, there could be an air sign in your life, feminine energy, and they could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They don't have to be an air sign specifically, but this is somebody who should be in a position of authority in life, you know. Maybe they are older than you, or maybe they are like a manager or a parent, or like somebody who should have a good, decent sense of maturity, but they kind of don't. This is somebody who is not careful enough with their words, and they can be very argumentative for no reason, cutthroat with the language they use, and just unnecessarily sharp-tongued. And that may be somebody that is contributing to your unhappiness. And again, it goes back to that message of like, you have to make the decision, am I going to stay and attempt to keep the peace while sacrificing myself, or am I going to move forward, move on into happier territory? We have the Knight of Wands. Okay, there's a lot of passion coming in for you during this eclipse season. It feels like there's just a million things that you're wanting to do, a million projects you're wanting to get started on, and also with the Knight of Wands, something's coming forward quite rapidly. This is something that you are passionate about, or someone that you are passionate about. Your feelings and excitement towards it is building rapidly. There's a quick moving momentum happening there. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Fascinating. There's going to be some unexpected twists in fate. Absolutely. I don't know why. I'm kind of getting the intuitive message, not even from the cards, this sort of vision of like unexpectedly having somebody say something that really goes well beyond your boundaries or someone else's boundaries, or having something happen that it's like the last straw for you. Like the straw that broke the camel's back is what it feels like. But it's going to come through very unexpectedly. And that sort of drama is going to create a lot of clarity. And that's when your intuitive mind clicks and you're like, I know what I have to do. I know what I have to do. It's like the universe is bringing you a very, very clear insight into what changes need to happen in your life. So if I were you, Taurus, right now, literally right now, I would pause this video and say to the universe, make my path forward extremely clear. My highest path forward, the path forward that brings me the most happiness, joy, abundance, and is best for all involved. Put me onto that path. And don't be afraid to get really dramatic in showing me what I need to do to stay on that path. Set that intention with the universe, and I guarantee you this eclipse season is going to be life-changing, because the universe will make it very clear to you in a very dramatic way and show you exactly what you need to do. Don't be afraid of the intensity of these eclipses. This is a time to get extremely, extremely clear answers from the universe and understand exactly what you should do next. We have the Four of Swords in reverse, so there is some healing. And we saw that here with the badger and the ginkgo, with healing wounds. Yeah, some of you guys need to allow yourself to relax. It feels like you are wearing a lot of different hats, having a lot of different responsibilities. And on top of that, there could be some stressors in certain relationships or outside of you. And the Four of Swords in reverse is always a card of you're doing too much. Let yourself relax, Let yourself find peace. Drop the swords and choose a path of peace. We have the World card here, stunning. Endings and new beginnings. This is the final major arcana card of the tarot, and it really does represent that your chapter, your journey with someone or something has played its course, and you are fully ready to step into a new chapter in your life. And this is something that you feel very strongly, intuitively. And I feel like this eclipse season is bringing you the clarity of mind and the strength to accept this new journey that you intuitively want to embark on. And you're going to end up, by the end of this eclipse season, saying, you know what? I'm doing this. It's time to make this change. It's time to end certain chapters and begin new chapters. Your feelings on these matters are just going to intensify with the eclipses. Really intensify, and those intense feelings are pointing you in the right direction. And the World card here is very beautiful. There's a ton of love, prosperity, blessings, and fortune waiting for you in this next chapter. And I'm seeing a sense of reflection and nostalgia, looking back on the journey that you've taken for these past several years. The hardships as well as the love and all of the experiences in between. You're reflecting on that. You've already decided what you want to experience in the future and what you're leaving in the past. And now is a time of like a final celebration, a final dance with this old chapter. It's like the last page of an old chapter. And you are feeling more and more ready as this eclipse season progresses, more and more excited as this eclipse season progresses to embark on something new, turning the page. And this is right underneath that Knight of Wands, which shows an intensity of feelings and passion, excitement for this new chapter that's coming in. And this new chapter is very abundant in love, prosperity, experiences. It just feels really fresh, really nice. And your final tarot card out is the Queen of Wands in reverse. So 2 queens here, both in reverse, not seeing eye to eye. There could be certain feminine people in your life who are difficult to work with. Yeah, Queen of Wands in reverse shows someone who should be, I don't know why I'm seeing this as somebody who's afraid to take the lead a little bit more, or afraid to be a little bit more dominant and assertive in life. And that fear can cause a lot of passive aggressive communication, which makes sense because Mars is in Cancer right now, and Mars does not do well in Cancer at all. I know because my Mars is in Cancer. It does lead to a lot of passive aggressive communication, and people who are very out of touch with their ability to be a leader and their ability to speak their emotions in a healthy, constructive way are really going to struggle during this eclipse season, like really going to struggle. And I do see people in your life who may be struggling with that, but because they're not regulating their emotions as they should be and working through them constructively and talking through them appropriately, I just have a feeling, and these 2 queens are coming out around this Wheel of Fortune, I just have a feeling that it's going to become very, very clear to you the decisions you need to make in various relationships in your life. And also what you need to do with your life direction as a whole. So there's a lot of clarity coming through for you, Taurus. Overall, there's a lot of clarity that these eclipse seasons are bringing. It feels like you're starting a really massive new chapter in your life. And you maybe have been hesitating on starting that chapter, having your second thoughts, but it's going to become very, very clear to you what you should be doing during this eclipse season. So I'm sending you so much love. Enjoy it, okay? Definitely watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs to get the fullest overview of this eclipse season, especially your rising and moon signs. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there and spiritual life coaching sessions there, so check it out. Bye-bye.